Sup you beautiful bastards, hope you have a fantastic Monday. Welcome back to the Robert De Laszlo Show, and let's just jump into it. There's this thing called a writer's block or artist block, and this also applies well to sketching and designing. This is pretty much the exact opposite of flow. Flow is when we sit down and work, that can be sketching, 3D modeling, writing, whatever, and all of a sudden hours have passed and we have done great amount of work and we were super productive while feeling great about ourselves. Well, this block I want to talk about is exactly the opposite of that. It's those times when we want to come up with a solution or a sketch and nothing comes to mind. It's when before sitting down we thought this would be as easy, but then basically everything we put on paper is utter garbage. It's when every sketch iteration we draw just annoys us and even the quality of drawing seems to go down with each iteration. And to top everything off, procrastination comes in. After all, why would I force myself to draw when it's going to be garbage anyway? Maybe I'm just going to research some more reference images and that might help. But the problem is, since I have a browser open, let me also check my Facebook messages and oh look, there's a funny video someone posted. Let's see the source on YouTube. Oh look, there's even more good videos. And all of a sudden, 3 hours have passed by and I didn't do jack. I don't think it's far-fetched to say that most of us go through this from time to time. After all, there wouldn't be dozens of videos asking and at least trying to answer the questions related to writer's block, artist block and procrastination. Now, I don't want to just randomly pile on that heap of wisdom. What I want to do is share what I do in situations like this. That's also why I'm using this process of this tricycle. I had a very hard time with this drawing for the weekly design challenge. These challenges are great because it forces you to come up with quick designs for things that might be outside of your comfort zone. Or at least just to draw something that you have never drawn before. And yeah, that won't always go well. I wanted to come up with something new and exciting for the kids, but nothing came to mind. After several sketches of different designs that all went nowhere, I was on the verge of giving up. I was slowing down, I started to procrastinate, and my lines and general sketch quality started to go down. This is where you can either give up, say you have an artistic block and there is nothing you can do about it, or you can try and power through. At least these are the two options I give myself. And while giving up usually gave me some sort of mental calmness, this only lasted for a short time and I quickly felt that I could have solved the problem if I would have just persevered a little longer. And I did do that many times as a youngster. Not persevering, but giving up, I mean. I have dozens of unfinished sketches and ideas from my younger years. What I try to do now though is not only just to power through, but to make a learning experience out of it and make something fun out of it. In this case, I realized that my main issue was the non-familiarity with the topic. So I decided to turn this exercise into a study / minimal redesign instead of designing a cool new tricycle. Instead of being bothered by drawing the same old tricycle, I just looked at it as sort of a study. I tried to remember my own tricycle back from the 1600s and how I used it. And to appease my need for something new, I just tried to give it a simple but strong geometric shape that I usually like to use across my designs. Yes, in the end, it isn't one of my best works, far from it, but instead of coming away frustrated or disappointed for having given up, I came away with a feeling that I have added a new element to my visual portfolio. I also learned a bit about how to render a brightly saturated metallic object, how reflections improve the visual, and where highlights should go. Usually, it all comes down to this shift of mindset. And I know it sounds silly to just say change your view on this thing and all will be great, but at least try it. As soon as you manage to look at the issue from a perspective that is not clouded by all the negativity, it will become easier to just push through it. And it also works the other way around. Whenever I decide to just try and push through, halfway through the process my mindset starts to adjust automatically as well. I'm not that negative anymore and I start seeing lines and strokes that have power behind them and I actually enjoy them. In the end, it's not always about delivering the most innovative sketches and ideas. We are not an endless well of innovation, but we will end up with a lot more output, exercise and a richer visual library. This will also train us to be more perseverant and add a new positive habit to our toolbox. So while it is hard and frustrating, let's just give it that one extra push, one more scratch, one more idea before we give up. And we might end up not giving up at all. This is all I wanted to talk about this week. Tell me what you think in the comment sections below. I would love to hear how you guys handle this situation. If you liked the video, please consider liking and subscribing. You can follow me for regular updates on my Instagram feed. I wish you all a great week and see you next time. Bye bye!